It's V-Week on ESPN as we continue Jim Valvano's fight against cancer.
V-Week brings us to Raleigh, and here at NC State, where Coach Valvano called home the Hall of Fame legend. Great Sunday for college hoops on tap. One of the Big East favorites, Seton Hall Pirates in town, searching for a signature win. NC State challenging non-conference schedule. They want to get back to their winning ways here in a dynamic Reynolds Coliseum, and a perfect Sunday for college basketball. Thanks for joining us in Valvano Arena with the ACC champ Kai Crutchfield and Derek Jordan. I'm Evan Budrovich. 3 ranked losses for NC State, and Coach Westmore noted we have to find a way to get over the hump. How did the Wolfpack do it today?
NC State has been challenged this last stretch. In order to beat that, they need to buy into the scouting report, finish every possession with the rebound, and really just competing. And they need that high-level effort in order to get through today's game.
And for Seton Hall, last year they were 13-5 in the Big East, but they were on the wrong side of the NCAA tournament bubble. Coach said it's because they didn't have a signature non-conference win. They were up 14 against Princeton and let it slip away a couple weeks ago. They really need to try and get that upset today.
The Wolfpack led by a guard tandem in Zoe Brooks and company. How do they get going today?
Zoe Brooks, a New Jersey native, is who makes NC State go. She delivers a high-level playmaking this season, creating shots and controlling the tempo for the Wolfpack. And alongside her is Zam Jones, a confident and competitive scorer who can knock down the three and take defenders off the dribble. Both of these two on the backcourt, as long as they're playing aggressive and composed, they help create easy opportunities for the NC State Wolfpack.
So there's the 2 key players for NC State. Worth noting, their dynamic forward, Camille Pierre, battling an illness today. She'll come off the bench, not sure her total minutes. Big adjustment with Seton Hall coming into town.
And for Seton Hall, Mariano Valenzuela, she had a career-high 25 points, 13 rebounds in last game against Butler, and they're going to really try and take advantage of that absence in the paint. And meanwhile, for Seton Hall, their engine runs with their 2 guards, Eads and Catalan. First team All-Big East, they're going to try and win it.
We're ready for the opening tip. Way to kick off this Sunday in Valvano Arena. B-Week off and running at NC State with the basketball. The Wolfpack on Wednesday went in overtime against top 10 Oklahoma, but struggled defensively in that matchup. Here's an early miss for Zam Jones, one of the key guards coming in for NC State. Seton Hall starting 5 loaded with transfers. Valenzuela out of Florida State, Codio from Texas. A lot of experience with the all Big East guards in Eads and Catalan. There's a miss early. Maddie Cox fighting for the board, and just her second career start. We see a lineup change with Quigley and Cox in there offensively.
And the big question will be, how well will NC State rebound with Pierre out of there? Maddie Cox got her hand on that one, but wasn't able to corral it.
So Westmore noting we're going to push a lot of buttons. Basically 9 players available for the Wolfpacks. Not a ton of depth today. Codio's quick jumper, way off. And a scrum for the boards. Valenzuela comes out with it, but falls out of bounds. That could be the key to this game. Seton Hall offensive rebounding against the pack on the glass.
And you know that the guard play is going to be difficult. Seton Hall loves to apply that pressure to the guards and cause turnovers. But Coach B mentioned we need to make sure we keep NC State off the boards.
Yeah, the Wolfpack are the 3rd best rebounding team in the country, but Seton Hall, the best Big East offensive rebounding team. Here's another fight for the boards. Brooks comes out with it. Here's Zoe working the baseline. That's no good. And a nice defensive rebound from Catalan, the all Big East guard. Shaylin Pinkney, one of the junior captains, works it outside to Eads. J.D. Eads plays much bigger than her 5'7" frame. Codio swings it. Valenzuela 3. Beautiful ball movement.
Valenzuela is an excellent 3-point shooter, 43% for her career. This year she's shooting 40%, but she's going to look for that shot a lot tonight.
Hot start for the Pirates here in Raleigh. Fresh off a nice win over Butler to open Big East play on Thursday. Traeger down low. Traeger collides and hits it.
You love to see how Traeger takes advantage of her size against Valenzuela, making sure she's deep into that paint, so all she has to do is go up and finish.
Traeger on the Lisa Leslie watch list, getting better and better each week. Very physical post player in year 2. And with Pierre out, they'll need big minutes from Traeger. That shot is short. Cox on the rebound.
Seton Hall starting out in a zone right here. NC State's been putting up threes. They've got to penetrate.
Brooks on cue, off on the triple. That's been a struggle for NC State, hitting those open threes.
And that efficiency is not where they want it to be, but instead of just continuously shoot, I understand you shoot, but you have to get into the paint, get to the free throw line, and work your way back out.
Codio shoots, and Seton Hall's red hot.
Codio is a volume shooter, a top 100 recruit out of high school. She's putting it up, trying to score in this environment in Reynolds Coliseum.
Jones on the switch. Sam Jones short. A lot of jumpers early. State settling. Eads attacks for Seton Hall. Codio again. Daring her to shoot. What a response.
Codio, as we said, a very talented player, has been struggling the last 2 games. 7 for 27 from the field. 2 quick buckets here, and Seton Hall's got a 6-point lead.
And Codio's not a great 3-point shooter, but Seton Hall, they're game through 3 minutes. Brooks on this end. Difficult look. And this Seton Hall defense stifling. Transition Pinckney. Pinckney all gas. Valenzuela drives. Cox with an offensive foul on the drive.
I like to see how Cox came in, stepped in, and helped the helper. You saw Venezuela come in, but here you see Cardia's move here, the mid-range. She saw Maddie Cox's hand was down. She knocked down the mid-range. And then in transition, everyone keeps sinking. She has great basketball IQ, stays in the trail, and knocks it down.
That's the old Larry Bird in front of your face shot. You don't see that a ton in modern basketball, but it's working. Here's the hands. Look at Catalan the steal. Codio runs the break. Quigley the pick. Devin Quigley's rock. Second career start for Quigley, and a quick start offensively.
Excellent step through right there, the up and under for Quigley. She is an excellent scorer out of New Jersey, looking to play big against the team from her home state.
Westmore quick to his bench. Kaishi Lunan, freshman guard, comes in. And an open 3 is missed from Savannah Eads.
That's one of the keys today right now, is Seton Hall's got to shoot behind that handoff.
Brooks inside. There is no space. Loose scrum. Cox on the board. Cox again. That's good. How can rebounding play a factor for the Pack today?
And you love to see Maddie Cox crash the offensive boards. Those offensive possessions, those second chance opportunities is going to keep this game tight.
2 teams that rebound the ball at an excellent rate. This is going to be a physical matchup in Raleigh. Eads versus Brooks. Couple of 5-foot guards going at it. Now the switch. Pinckney swings it out to Catalan. Valenzuela touch. Beautiful spin. Oh, Catalan. Fantastic.
Her signature move is that reverse layup. We saw her do it a ton against Butler earlier in the week. Got one early here against NC State.
The Florida State transfer dazzling in the paint early for Valenzuela. Quigley's 3 way off. And if you're NC State right now, settling for some shots, which Coach Anthony Bozzella has to love the defense of Seton Hall early.
And he mentioned it. We're coming here to compete. It would be a great at-large win. And like you said, Codia and as well as Valenzuela have seen these top-tier competitions as they play for P4 schools. So they just need to continue to make NC State be stagnant. NC State is working for them right now.
Known as the Wizard of Boz, right? It's 2 Big East titles. When you're playing UConn and Creighton every year, any out-of-conference win is signature today.
It's a huge opportunity for Seton Hall, and right now they're trying to seize it.
Early 4-point lead, 5 minutes in. Eads on the switch. Off on that 3. Lunan muscles for the board.
That's the shot tonight. That's the one that Seton Hall needs to hit for the big win.
Lunan running 100 miles an hour. Keeps her dribble. How did that happen?
She stayed with it. I mean, great ball handlers are going to end up getting the ball tipped, especially in transition. She's going 100 miles per hour, and she's able to finish.
The Goodyear, Arizona native is running and gunning in this first quarter. Offensive board, Sahara Bishop, and the jumper no good. Lunan on this end, dazzling. Lunan dishes. That's a young lineup for NC State. Quigley inside. Tripled. What a strip. Another block and a late foul. That's on Jordana Codia.
Seton Hall right there with a couple of blocks. But going into the break, they are up 2. They have been ready to play against the Wolfpack.
We'll be right back on ACC Network Extra. Lead for Seton Hall here in Raleigh, and it's largely due to transfers. Mariana Valenzuela to Florida State, Jordana Codio, not just impactful, but their physicality, their effort big in the first 5 minutes.
And for Codio especially, she was probably going to be matched up with Pierre, who hasn't come off the bench for NC State. She's taken advantage of some younger Wolfpack defenders with 5 early points.
And you love to see these new players stepping up. They've been here, they've done that, and obviously they're showing that they can do it here today.
Valenzuela, she was at Florida State for 3 years. She's played NC State, scored 7 against them a couple years ago, showing off tonight as well.
Early in this game, Seton Hall hit shots as well, hit 3 of 4 in the first 3 minutes. And Devin Quigley from the free throw line. There's Coach Boz. Tough loss to Princeton Tuesday. And I think both coaches similar mindset. Hey, how do we get over the hump in some of these big games?
They had a 14-point lead in the second quarter. Let Princeton get back into it. They want to be close today. Coach talked about it. Be close so they can hit big shots in the last 5 minutes to win.
Runs through Shaylin Pinkety's hands out of the timeout. Good defense from Lunan. Wolfpack making it tough out of the timeout. Catalan goes outside to Messiah Hunter. First minutes for the Virginia native. Pinkney up top. Valenzuela with 4. Just keeps going, and a block for Cox.
You love to see Cox stay with her. Even though she did kind of get a hip advantage on her, she stayed with the play and got the block.
Quigley took an extra step. You see the communication there, not on the same page with Maddie Cox.
Maddie Cox was spotted up right there, wasn't able to get open, but defensively here Maddie stays with the dribble against the Florida State transfer, gets the block, and more importantly, she blocked it to her teammate so they could get off in transition.
I was waiting for the Matumbo wag. We see the confidence of Cox in her second career start. Hunter not afraid. What a start off the bench. These Seton Hall shooters are coming to play.
And I'm sure that was on the scout report. As I mentioned, buying in, you have to close out hard with the high hand.
Good shooting start for Seton Hall here in Raleigh. Maddie Cox for 3. Another O board. Quigley is fouled on the rebound.
Now, Kai, to your point earlier, NC State was shooting just some perimeter shots. That time they penetrated and kicked a much better look. Even though they missed it, that's where NC State's got to find success.
And I'm sure that's something, I'm sure that's something that Coach Moore talked about in the timeout. Being able to get those paint touches. Once you get the paint touches, it sinks in the defense so you can knock down an easier shot.
Of those 4 losses, 3 against top 10 teams. Westmore said we're close, but we got to get over the edge in some of these big games. What a fight. Catalan gets hacked by Lunan. Now that's a foul you don't want to commit in a physical matchup.
I agree. I think that NC State, we'd like for them to go to the offensive glass, try and get extra opportunities, but silly fouls are going to pile up. Catalan, the greatest free throw shooter in Seton Hall history. If you put her on the line, it's going to be 2.
And her birthday's in 2 days. The big 22. T Swift is calling, ready to celebrate. Here's Catalan. Gets space. Catalan just keeps going. That rolls in. Birthday bounce.
And you like how she continued to attack that high foot. She didn't see that there was nobody helping on that weak side for the shooter, and she finished with the leg.
Look at the double team here on Collier. A steal for Catalan. Catalan has Brooks on skates. Catalan attacks. Well, a little strong, but I like the effort.
Catalan leads the Big East in steals. That's 2 already for her in the first quarter.
How do the Wolfpack find rhythm on offense?
As you see now, you see some screens away, making sure they're not stagnant on the weak side and continuing to just mirror the ball on that offensive end.
Wolfpack have gone 2 minutes without a bucket. Cox for 3. Well, that's how you break the stretch right there.
I love how Maddie Cox continued to shoot. She did have open shots. She missed the last 2, but she focused in, locked in on that last one and knocked it down.
She's 42% from 3 this season. So much more confidence than in last year.
Big bucket for the Pack to get within 3. Catalan's moonball is off. Here's Zoe Brooks. There is no space for the New Jersey native against her hometown team. Grew up 10 miles from Seton Hall. Cox inside. Nice defense from Hunter. And Cox on the glass. Quigley. 1v4. No good.
These last few possessions have been pretty good for the Wolfpack. I mean, before the media timeout, they were kind of stagnant, but now they're starting to get those paint touches, attack, and make the one more pass.
Zahara Bishop into the game. The Minnesota product. Bench production huge for Seton Hall today. This is Hunter. Clock to 5. Bishop's got to attack. Quicks it. Catalan 3. That was a forced shot. So we hit the final minute of the first quarter.
Great defense by NC State.
Kaishi. Lunan. Offensive. What a charge by Catalan.
It doesn't sound like the Wolfpack fan base is too happy about that. She was a little flashy in getting it back to the bucket. And you can see here, she was attacking the defender there. She came over, yep. She was stationary, 2 feet towards Lunan, and she was still.
Remember, that circle does not apply in the women's game.
Exactly. That's a charge all day.
And that might be one of the things the rules committee can look at, because that feel like Lunan earned her way to the basket with a great move. Somebody standing basically under the hoop got the charge.
And that's the second foul on Lunan with just 9 healthy players for the Pack today. And one of those is battling the flu in Camille Pierre. She's yet to sub in. Kaden Samuels gets her first minutes and a new red hair over the holiday break. Final 10 for Eads. Jada Eads all downhill. Look at the senior go.
The hesitation dribble there was huge. It froze the defense. She got all the way home.
Good drive from the sophomore guard, pardon me, but a veteran in the Big East. Okay. Brooks into a triple. A lot of stagnant offense inside Trigger. There's a good solution.
And you like to see how Trigger, you see her nearing the ball as they're swinging it around the perimeter. And that open side baby hook is really going to be a sweet spot for her.
Closing 10 for Eads. First touch for Natalie Halls-Rose. Hall-Rose with one is off. Turns out the bank's not open on Sunday, but a good first quarter.
It has been quite a first quarter between Seton Hall and NC State. Seton Hall has been driving to the basket. Nice little hesitation dribble. They've been very aggressive, and that's why they've got the lead. But for NC State, the key all day, points in the paint, get it deep right here. Tilden with a big bucket. Seton Hall leads by 3.
Welcome back to Raleigh. Entertaining first 10 minutes. First of all, the balance of scoring. Seton Hall has led for the entire 10 minutes, and they're a great offensive rebounding team. You look at the nation, top 30 overall. NC State, a good defensive rebounding team, but a story now, Camille Pierre, who missed the first quarter with an illness. How can she play a factor today, Kai, back on the court?
I mean, she's a walking double-double, and I think you should definitely take into account her getting maybe, 20 rebounds in the last couple games. So her being able to play into the offensive spot and get them double second chance points.
And playing with the flu, so let's see if she's got a Jordan game in her. Seton Hall up early in the second. Eads goes right inside. Jones banging bodies. That's a good test.
Jones down on the depth chart because she was injured for 4 games, but she's got some talent. Big bucket for Seton Hall.
Her first action against Butler Thursday looked really good in limited minutes. Here's Zam Jones. She continues to shoot the ball well, Kai.
And that was a good spot-up shot for her. The first couple ones, you can tell that she's trying to get in the rhythm, but that was a great skip pass by Zoe Brooks as well.
Another attack of the bucket. How about this back and forth play? How do you keep up this pace if you're both teams?
I think that Seton Hall, this is the pace they want to play. They like to keep it frantic, force a lot of turnovers, and get in transition. So NC State's probably the team that needs to settle down, make sure they get good looks.
A Wolfpack team that's averaging 90 a game in December, having to play slow. That's pretty rare. Pierre is stripped. Goes to Jones. Tight pass. Brooks weaving. Oh, Zoe Brooks dynamic.
That was a great, like you said, tight pass by Zam Jones, the hammer pass. Zoe looked like she wanted to shoot the mid-range, but instead attacked that high foot and got to the bucket.
Do you attack Pierre here if you're offensively seeing she's sick and not at full strength?
I absolutely would. We've got to see what she has.
A missed 3 gives Pierre her first rebound after a 20 rebound effort on Wednesday.
You can see Pierre, it looks like she's a little bit sluggish getting up and down the floor.
Battling a sickness all week. It was questionable if she'd play, but given some minutes now. Here's Jones, who's as hot as ever.
And that's another great shot by Zam Jones. And again, another pass by Tilda Trigger. Tilder's also able to shoot that knockdown 3, but she made that one more pass.
And it's the Wolfpack's first lead of the game here 12 minutes in. Codio. Another response for 3.
Codio flashing the 3 sign at Pierre. She is feeling it right now.
Well, that's how you challenge a sick player, right? See how long they can defend, who they can guard.
Pierre was sagging off, so it was a good look for Codio.
Here's Pierre, first offensive touch. A no-look pass that goes out of bounds.
Go ahead.
And you like to see how Zam Jones has kind of gotten her confidence back these last few games. Tilda Trigger sees that down screen, she opens it up, Zam Jones knocks it down. And then Seton Hall, Codio, there's hardly anyone on her. You can see that she's trying to figure out if she wants to go over the screen or not, but hand down, man down, and I'm knocking it down.
How about Codio? 4 threes all year until today. She's hit half of those in the first half so far.
She has a tremendous amount of confidence, as we talked about. An excellent recruit out of high school. She's got a lot of talent.
Here's Catalan, nice switch. Codio blows by Pierre, challenges Lunan, no good. Better defense for the Pack that time. who have the points of the paint advantage, but settling for jumpers early. That changes with Traeger, and another offensive foul. There's Catalan like a mouse in the house.
The Wolfpack crowd is not pleased with that. I thought Catalan sort of snuck in there for the charge. We'll take a look at it if we can, but it was a quick little slide right here under the basket, very late. I mean, her feet are set, but I feel like Tilda was already going up before the feet were set.
You have Wes amping up the crowd. You have the boys saying, keep the offense moving. These coaches love it. A couple of veterans. Here's a pass to Valenzuela, and she drills a three. 5 triples for Seton Hall.
She is such a good shooter, as we talked about. 53% a couple of years ago from 3. That's unheard of for a post player. She's going to be knocking it down if she's open like that.
And if you think about the offensive fouls that State has had attacking the basket, how much of a difference that could be in the game right now.
All 3 fouls are offensive for the Pack. Here's Brooks, gets stripped. Valenzuela to the floor. And now Pinckney pushing. Pinckney swings it. Catalan drives. Everyone touching it here for the Pirates. Like any commandeering of a ship, it takes a team effort. Seton Hall searching for their first Power 4 win this year. Good ball movement early. Clock to 10. Codio touches it. Oh, as a coach, you have to love the touches, but who can score it late? It's Catalan with 5. Catalan swings. Pinckney 3 is short. Offensive board. And this is where Seton Hall is dangerous. Possession of Wolfpack, but the best offensive rebounding team in the Big East.
That was a really good possession defensively by NC State. Forced them into a tough shot in the corner by probably their worst 3-point shooter on the floor. But as you mentioned, Seton Hall, they crash the board so hard and get extra possessions.
4 minutes in, Wolfpack got their first lead of the game to start the quarter. Seton Hall 6 straight points. And with Camille Pierre battling the illness, another bad pass. Catalan steal.
Her 3rd of the game.
Pinckney just keeps going. No good. And that's an offensive foul on Codio going over the back. Her 2nd.
You love to see the aggression of Codio attacking the boards, but then this is like a time and place. You know, it's great to show your athleticism, but you can't really jump over 2 people.
I agree with that, but if I'm Coach Bozzella, I think I love the aggressiveness, even if it was unfounded, because you really want to keep being aggressive in this game against NC State.
So Cam Russ, the Penn State transfer, comes in, and you see Pierre, only 3 minutes, immediately to the bench and getting some electrolytes. Might be limited action for a double-double machine. Bad pass again. Pinckney. Can Seton Hall take advantage of the turnover? No, they give it right back. How do you settle into a game like this?
Limiting turnovers. I mean, you attack the basket, but you have to settle down. And there's another offensive foul there by NC State. At this point, you have to see how they're calling the game. There's confusion, yes, but you have to go with the flow of the game. You have to make sure that you stop as soon as you can see that second defender come up. She did a great job of being there. She was set, she was ready, and she took the charge.
Catalan, one of the best.
Award for Best Actress. She's doing a great job taking these charges.
3 times she's drawn a charge. One of the best defenders in the country. You see why.
Perks having 2 All-Big East guards returning for veteran seasons. 5 minutes into the second quarter. Eads lets it go. That's short. And now the Wolfpack, they've gone 3 minutes without a bucket and turnovers all over the place. Their veteran Zoe Brooks has it. There is no space for Brooks. Jones's turn. Brooks into 4. Jones by herself. Well, right now settling for a lot of threes.
For NC State, they've got to get it inside the trigger. That's where their advantage is right now. When she's gotten it, they've scored.
And this foul brings us to immediate timeout. Seton Hall up 5 midway through this second quarter. It's V Week at ESPN, and we partnered with the V Foundation to highlight the urgent need for cancer research. Great week, great opportunity to give back at v.org. So here in Raleigh, Seton Hall up 5. All 5 starters who scored. NC State in some turnover woes early, but Seton Hall turns it right back.
10 turnovers for the Wolfpack. It was 10-4 going into that possession. Seton Hall gives 1 back.
And at Valvano Arena, what a special week, of course, to honor. But right now, if you're NC State, how do you get your flow going?
You've got to get the ball inside. I feel like they're settling for these jumpers.
There's a good drive out of the timeout, but Brooks gets her on board. Jones wide open. Not real good. Wolfpack just 3 of 11 from deep. Bishop into a double. A lot of contact. Here's a first touch for Cam Russ, the Penn State transfer. Eads. No one touches her. That's too easy.
There seems to be some type of miscommunication on ball screens, and we saw that that was what NC State struggled with at the beginning of the season.
Just 3 minutes for Camille Pierre today. A lot of new faces in the post for the Pack. Here's Maddie Cox, one of those. Jones, another 3. Well, you sort of live and die by those deep shots.
NC State, I liked what happened there. Penetrate, kick, but at some point, you got to knock down the shots that are available.
Back in Eads' hands. Can NC State slow her down? Jones with a nice tip. Sam Jones has scored a season-high 26 on Wednesday, but missing 3s early today. Lunan. So tough to guard. Side of the backboard. And a rebound for Bishop. Bishop. What a shot in transition.
Tremendous amount of confidence for the freshman there. That wasn't necessarily a great shot, but she was open. She took it, and she nailed it.
Bishop to F7 has the queen in danger on this chess court. How about Seton Hall on a 10-point run? Traeger begging for the rock. And another missed 3.
You can see Seton Hall knows the scouting report. They left Brooks open. They're daring her to shoot it.
Reynolds Coliseum has gone quiet during the last 2 minutes of the half. Valenzuela working the ball around. Everyone touching it for the Pirates. Valenzuela off. So this Wolfpack scoring drought goes back to the 8-minute mark of the second quarter. Brooks' turn. That's on the floor. Not a shooting foul. But the officials discussing.
Seton Hall has got a 10-0 run right here, and it's on the backs of Eads and Catalan driving really hard to the basket. NC State with the miscommunication. Bishop again in transition here where nobody picked her up, so give her credit for nailing it.
So the call's been overturned. It's now considered in the continuation. It's a shooting foul. And the bucket for Brooks.
Now that's something that can also shift the flow for NC State. Getting an and one is a good way to focus in, lock back in, take your breath while she's knocking down this free throw and go back down on defense and get a stop.
Worth noting it's not challengeable, so it's hard to look back at that play. What it does turn into is a final bucket. It took 8 minutes for the Pack to finally score.
This is a huge 2 minutes for NC State. They want to try and draw it into a one-possession game. They got to lock down on defense to do it.
Zoe Brooks held in check as we hit the 2-minute mark. And Jones commits the foul. 1 away from the bonus.
And you like to see how Jones is trying to fight to get around those screens, as prior to that, those ball screens have been a struggle. But in this situation, you're just going to have to either chase or go through, but you can't hold her.
Seton Hall will inbound near the bucket. Seton Hall started the year 4-0, one of the last 20 undefeated teams until Tuesday. And now Caden Samuels will give Jones a breather.
2 fouls on Jones. They're going to get her some rest here in the last 2 minutes.
Eads back to Valenzuela. The ball is so comfortable in the 6-footer's hands. Eads gets tripped up. Bishop, tight defense. That's no good. And a scrum. A Traeger hangs on. Brooks tripled. Caden Samuels needed that one. Traeger rebound. Fouled. Well, that's the one advantage the Wolfpack have on the offensive glass. And
the fact that Traeger came down and just crashed the boards, that height advantage is another thing, too. As you mentioned, Valenzuela is what, 6 foot, 6'2". So Traeger coming down at plus 6'5", and attacking that offensive boards is great. You see Caden Samuels here and tries to knock it down, and no one goes and blocks out Traeger. She goes through untouched.
That feels like a lost art, right? The ability to box out and rebound. And that's where Pierre is really good for NC State, but we're not seeing a ton of that today.
When you're struggling to shoot the basketball, the key is go get the rebound, get extra opportunities. And that's what NC State did there as they try and cut into that 9-point lead.
Only 3 minutes for Pierre today, battling that illness. An All-American candidate, but limited with her health. And Seton Hall taking advantage, up 6. Here's Eads. So quick with the ball. That time a little too quick off her foot.
Really good show there by Trieger. Forced Eads to take a wider angle. Brooks was able to recover and force the turnover.
It's like me with the Waze app trying to avoid traffic in Raleigh. Then it takes me 30 extra minutes to get to Reynolds. Brooks in the closing minute. Quadruple team. Samuels 3. That's what NC State needs. Some good shooting.
And that's the type of energy shift you want to see from NC State. You want to try to get down and make a stop here on Seton Hall. And Seton Hall has really been using that handoff and that 2-down screen.
Bishop's turn. Blows by Quigley. Bishop wanted the foul. No good.
Another stop for NC State. 6-0 run here.
Zoe Brooks directing. Into 3. No good. Loose scrum to Brooks on the floor. Wants a timeout. And
here's we've got a jump ball. Kai, you can talk to this. Coach Moore does not like to burn timeouts. Has he ever talked about in scrums like that not to call timeout?
Yeah, he likes to save it for the absolute end. I mean, there was a situation he mentioned in the coach's call against Rhode Island where he could have potentially appealed that call, but he ran out of timeouts. So he likes to save them for the end of the game.
I always like to say you at least got a half a possession. Even though Seton Hall didn't get, or Seton Hall gets the ball, NC State will now get to start the second half. So sometimes don't do anything crazy. Hold on to it. Take the jump ball.
which leads to Seton Hall's last possession here to close the first half. Pirates have led wire to wire in the half. Catalan swings it. Bishop to the line. Nice bucket to end the half. Well, that's how you draw it up if you're Tony Pizzella. Great start for the Pirates, up 5 here at the break.
Seton Hall came in with confidence, and they are showing it. A 5-point lead. That's the biggest deficit of the year for NC State at halftime. They're going to have to make some adjustments with Pierre out going into the second half.
Limited minutes for Camille Pierre, and here's Seton Hall putting on a great performance through 20 minutes. Entertaining first half in Raleigh. Pirates came to play. 8 on the scoreboard. Zoe Brooks and company begging for some momentum. It's a flu game for the Pack, and they're sniffling down 5. We'll be right back with halftime here on ACC Network Extra. Well, one up, one tap, and we're glad you joined us here on ACC Network Extra. It's a great game. Seton Hall up 5. A tournament-type resume builder for both programs. NC State struggling to shoot the ball in the first half, and each team looks to make their adjustments here in Valvano Arena. Thanks for joining us here on this great Sunday for women's college basketball. Kai Crutchfield, Derek Jordan, Evan Budrovich. Story of this game is Seton Hall hitting their threes, and NC State a little out of system on offense.
Yeah, NC State hasn't been playing in the ebbs and flows that they would like to, but Seton Hall is capitalizing on them not taking advantage of those tech-and-tech shots.
And for Seton Hall, their big thing is to force turnovers. In that second quarter on a 10-0 run, Seton Hall forced 6 turnovers in a 2.5-minute span. They want to keep doing that to try and pull off the upset.
And the Pirates have this lead because of Ballin scoring up and down the starting 5.
Exactly. For Seton Hall, their 2 guards, both all Big East, Eads and Catalan. They are great every time, but the difference today has been the transfers. Valenzuela out of Florida State, Codio out of Texas. They've hit some big shots from 3 and on the inside, and that's why they've got a 5-point lead.
You look up and down the scoring chart for Coach Boz. Yeah, that 10-point turnover swing for NC State was a little sloppy. And if you're just joining us, Camille Pierre, the double-double machine. Played just 4 minutes in that first half. Didn't look herself. She's battling an illness. And I'm not sure for NC State what to expect from her, but the other 8 have to step up.
Yeah, I mean, Maddie Cox has done exactly that. Maddie Cox has 10 rebounds today in just the first half. And you like to see the energy, not only that she's bringing on defense, but on offense, knocking down those open shots, making those one-more passes, and just doing what she needs to do to help this team.
And the big difference, Maddie Cox defensively, great job with the rebounds. On offense, she's a little bit more of a perimeter player than Pierre is. I think NC State has got to get it inside, which means Trigger is the only option. I think she needs to touch the ball almost every possession and see if she can either make a shot or kick it out for shots and drives. That's going to be the key in the second half.
The Wolfpack had a 24-game home winning streak snapped just last week. They're in some danger here of losing back-to-back at home. Big second half coming up. Little zone for the Pirates out of the timeout. Challenging a Wolfpack team that was 4 of 15 from deep. A lot of contested triples. Long 2. Well, that's right in the cards if you're Seton Hall. The defensive board that gets stripped. Quigley's turn. That's a difficult look.
Huge energy play right there for Quigley. That's exactly what NC State needs. A big spark. It was a very difficult shot by Jones, but by getting the rebound, they were getting an easy putback.
And it's by committee for the Pack today. 8 of their 9 players have scored. Eads on this end. Really tough when she gets downhill. Valenzuela's hit a couple of threes. And then the balance with Bishop 7 off the bench. Here's the executor in Catalan. The Big East guard gets space and hits it.
And that's a great stop and pop there. You saw that the defender was trying to shade her heavy to that right side, as she's had a lot of her buckets on that right side, but nice, quick stop and pop there.
Coach Boz noted one of the more competitive human beings is Catalan, and here's a scrum in the paint with, guess who, Valenzuela and company. Yeah, Catalan drew those 3 charges in the first half, and if you're Coach Boz, you put that in a box, you put it 30 times a year, and this Seton Hall team's dangerous.
Catalan is such a good defender, and by drawing those 3 charges, it's made NC State a little bit tentative because they're afraid to go all the way in there and force things.
Trigger, a bullet. Here's Pinckney. Wes Moore displeased. Nice defense from Jones. That'll get Moore going. Trigger fighting for position. She turns, but misses. Valenzuela the rebound. Well, these are point-blank looks if you're NC State. Eads holds the pivot foot. Nice bucket.
For NC State, that last play is exactly what they wanted. At some point, you just got to make the shots that are there.
Seton Hall in searching for the signature win. It's been balanced scoring, good defense, checking a lot of boxes. Brooks on this end. Another miss that gets tipped. And remember, the Wolfpack on Wednesday, they scored 98 points. So how do you find some of that today?
Just knocking down the shots. I mean, you see here Eads, she hits that pivot foot. You see Zoe comes back and shifts, and she spins back around for the quick jumper.
In a league where UConn dominates the Big East year in and year out, there was a great number 2 team starting to emerge. Good bucket for Trigger inside.
Once again, as we talked about, get Trigger touches. That's going to be the answer. Huge bucket for NC State as they try and keep this close.
How many times do you say that? NC State keep it close on their home court. Credit to what Seton Hall's doing offensively. Catalan's 3 is off. Tip drill. Blue scrum. Eads is blocked.
And then again, there goes that mighty Cox defense. You like to see the energy and the spark that she's brought for
And
the
then Eads picks her pocket. Here comes Eads. Swings it. Valenzuela pulls up the 3. I think the whole building wanted that shot to go off. Catalan. Nice movement. Codio. It's been locked in the first half. A rare miss. Here's Catalan. And it goes out to Valenzuela. The sophomore Eads says, let me take over here. Heart of a 7-footer, Coach Boz said. He loves her toughness.
You can see how hungry the Pirates are for this victory. Dive in for loose balls.
Eads to Catalan. Clock to 2. Catalan. No good. Good stop for the Wolfpack. And Wes Moore challenges team defensively. They got to play better this week. Pieces are coming together.
And with those pieces coming together, there has to be some form of communication. It's a great screen there by Toe the Trigger, and you like to see Zaylee Brooks knock down that three-point shot. That'll help spread out the NC State offense.
We talked about that in the first half. They're letting Brooks have that shot. When she hits it, it changes the whole dynamic of NC State's offense.
Look how this building responds as well. 4 minutes into the third. Codio can't silence the crowd. Rebound, Brooks. And Jones with a shoe lost for Eads. Wolfpack up a man, up a shoe. Quigley shoots, that's short. Traeger tipped. And remember, Eads has one shoe on her foot. It may not matter. Codio into traffic. Go to the barefoot point guard. Now Eads is in the corner, just hanging on with one shoe. Catalan swings it. Valenzuela. Well, she's got two shoes, but no good on the jumper.
I'm not sure NC State notices that she only has one shoe. You want to penetrate at her. Give the ball to Devin Quigley right now.
Tip pass, and another bad turnover for the Wolfpack.
That was a soft possession right there. You got to be strong with it. Take advantage of this opportunity.
Can't we stop the game to put a shoe on? Okay, a timeout for Seton Hall. It becomes immediate timeout. Just put one foot in front of the other until we come back from break. Raleigh next Sunday, the ACC Network. How about India Navarre leading top 11 North Carolina, their balanced offense. Laura Ziegler and Louisville into town, both clubs big wins today. And ACC playoff and running this week, guys.
For the ACC, Duke and NC State early in the season were ranked the highest, but right now UNC Louisville look like they could be the class of the conference.
And in this matchup, if you're NC State, conference play begins Sunday, the offense out of whack, the turnovers high, a lot of things to fix in the next 5 minutes.
And you saw sparks of that in the second half or the second quarter, but I would like to see them piece it all together as we finish this third.
Jada Eads draws a foul and free throws for the Orlando, Florida native, who finally got her shoe all situated. We're good out of the timeout.
And it has to be frustrating for Lunan. I mean, she comes in, she plays so hard, but she finds herself getting in foul trouble a good amount of time.
She's been a spark for NC State in a lot of games this year, and unfortunately, she hasn't been able to get going today.
Seton Hall, first free throw of the game, is in for Savannah Eads. Pardon me, Jada Eads and Savannah Jones. I keep mixing those first names up. Jada celebrates her birthday on December 22nd, one of 5 December birthdays, and Coach Pizzella told us, I'm a great caterer. I'm going to bring the best food. We're going to celebrate on one of our off days.
They're going to be more excited to celebrate if they can hold on to this lead today.
That would be quite the cupcake to wrap up the weekend. Lunan finds Camille Pierre's into the game. Pierre inside. There's her first bucket, battling the flu today.
You can see how talented she is even under the weather. She is a walking bucket, walking double-double. They need her to fight for the next 15 minutes.
Leads the country in double-doubles. When Pierre's active, that changes NC State's game in the post. Eads in the grill, no good. Samuels the board. Look at Pierre hustling down the court, even with a flu. No look. Pierre finds it. 4 quick points off the bench.
And that's the energy you need. When Camille comes in, it's almost like an automatic energy shift. She has to continue that as they have the tie game out here.
The crowd really appreciates it here in Reynolds.
Pinckney. No good. Tip throw to Pierre. Jones pushing. Jones keeps going. NC State leads.
And no one stops Zam Jones there in transition. You see the energy shift for NC State. You love Zam Jones getting hyped, Toe the Trigger getting hyped, people coming off the bench, and NC State decided to take the lead here.
NC State is really looking good, and this crowd is into it. They finally got the lead with 4 minutes to go in the third.
We have the Jordan flu game and the Pierre popsicle game, battling sickness and Pedialyte pumped into her body. And in her last 3 minutes, 6 quick points, getting the offense rolling for the Pack.
Huge spark for NC State. This crowd felt a little bit stagnant. This team felt stagnant, and she came in, and even in just 3 minutes, she's really changed the game.
Wolfpack +7 in this third quarter. The script is flipped when Seton Hall led for all but 20 seconds early. Catalan weaves inside. Catalan draws a foul.
That was a great attack by Catalan, and Catalan has been a catalyst for Seton Hall. I mean, the way she's attacking the basket, the way she's stepping in and taking those charges. You see, again, another miscommunication with the screen. Tilda Trigger comes up and is riding her, but she finishes that lay.
Catalan is the leader of this team. She scores 42% of her points in the fourth quarter or overtime this year. And we're not quite there yet, but you can see she's ready to step up and take over.
A missed free throw, though, keeps it a tie game, and then Eads comes sneaking in. Trigger's like, who's going to yell Wolf, right? Someone's behind me. I got to hear the word Wolf. Or do you say Wolf as a Wolfpack player? What terms do you guys use, Kai?
I just scream at the top of my lungs, honestly.
Watch out below. Out of this timeout, Pierre heads back to the bench. She's in now. Caden Samuels, you see the ball moving against the zone. Jones' turn. Rattles out. Traeger, rebound. Traeger, big board.
And those are one of the things that you give up when you're in a zone defensively is those offensive boards.
Valenzuela, no easy looks in the third quarter for Seton Hall. This is Zahara Bishop. Valenzuela, shot fake, nice finish. That's how you beat a defense.
And that's her patented reverse layup right there. NC State's got to scout that and be ready.
When Seton Hall needs a bucket, they've attacked the paint. Not as much in the third, but a good bucket there.
Now they're back in that zone. NC State's got to get it inside out. They can't just settle for the perimeter shot.
A lot of outside. Pierre inside. Pierre, no good. Tip, almost in the bucket. Traeger fouled on the floor. Well, that's the strength of the pack, winning the offensive glass. And
you can see the energy shift on the offensive side. I don't know what Coach Moore said, but I think I know it is Camille Pierre. That efficiency, that urgency, and she has a nose for the ball.
And I feel like this NC State crowd, they're used to winning, but they can feel that this team needs them more than usual. They're really getting into it.
3 top 10 losses for the pack. They've had a difficult schedule now in a battle here against Seton Hall, one of the Big East favorites behind UConn. Jones, difficult pass. Samuels, way off. Pierre the rebound. The mismatch. Pierre. Oh, the Popsicle game's working in the third.
Yeah, she is still hanging in there with the Pedialyte and everything else.
But gets beat down the floor by Codio.
Every time NC State does something good, Seton Hall has an answer. It's a great back and forth battle.
Yeah, with those flu games, can you keep your conditioning up? It's going to be tested here. And this zone is forcing a lot of difficult shots for the pack. Lunen's 3. Kaishi hits the triple.
And you like to see the ball movement there. They are a little stagnant, but when you have that quick rotation, you swing it back to the weak side, that's where you're going to get your open shots.
Valenzuela one-on-one. Forced to pick up the dribble. Codio, long distance, way off. Collision, Eads the foul. Ooh, she took the tough end of that.
Going back to that last possession, Lunen 44% on the year from three-point shots. NC State has been searching for somebody to spot up and hit them. Right here, great ball movement. Lunen ready, knocks it down. Big time shot for the Wolfpack.
And that goes back to the balance of this NC State team. 8 of their 9 players have scored. And we think to elite basketball teams, right? At LSU, when they won the title 2 years ago, they had Flaugier, they had others, but when all 5 starters were getting double figures, that's what makes this pack team dangerous. They've had 4 starters in double figures this year. They need more of that in the second half. Closing minute and a half of the third. Pierre comes back in. Immediate pressure. Yeah, all 8 have scored for the pack, but nobody in double figures yet. Traeger is right on the edge. Lunen. No good. Good rebound. And now Eads has it.
Smart play there by Jada. Didn't have it. Going to get a good shot for the Pirates.
Closing minute of the third. Seton Hall led by double figures early. Pack storming back. Catalan. Oh, that was a good look. Just roll out.
2-for-1 opportunity for NC State if they hurry.
Jones hustling. Look at the mismatch with Traeger battling Hunter. And then a bad pass. So that's been the story of this game, Kai. Just not great looks.
I mean, it was a great look. It was just the execution of the look. You know, you like to see the lefty. She is a lefty. Take one dribble down to the baseline and then a nice bowling ball feed into her gut.
Instead, the Wolfpack, their 14th turnover. That's 7 less than Seton Hall. It's a big number.
For every big-time play you get from there, and she still makes some freshman mistakes. That was a very important possession that she let go for NC State. Six-second differential here. They won't be able to hope for the last one.
Eads, tight defense on her. Valenzuela scoops it. Clock to 7. Eads on the switch. Jada swings it. Ross 3 is short. Brooks tiptoes the line, and she's pressured. Jones with 2. Zam runs out of time. Oh, and draws a foul.
And that was great clock awareness by Zoe Brooks. She did get trapped down there in the corner, but she had a nice outlet pass to Zam Jones. Zam Jones pushing it and getting it off before that horn.
They will most likely review it here just to make sure she got it off, but looks like 0.08, 0.7, something like that. I think we're definitely going to get 2 free throws for Zam Jones. Referees are doing a quick review.
Making sure all the equipment's set. We'll take a look.
Kai, you were right. I like how NC State stayed patient, knew the clock, and stayed with it.
Yeah.
So the foul is before the shot, right? That's on the drive.
But that would be more so continuation too. So she would, I would think, get 2 shots on that because it was in the act of shooting.
In slow-mo, it seemed a lot more separate than when we watched in live action.
So the officials checking both the time and if the shot went off.
There's only 4 fouls on Seton Hall.
So time will be added to the clock. Yeah, 1.5, that's a lot of time.
They definitely called it right on the bump, but she'll still get 2 shots as a continuation.
And you're right, Evan, that is a lot of time. I mean, that's time for a quick outlet pass, 1 dribble, and heave up a half-court shot.
And as a coach, you work on those situations all the time. I'm sure they've got something set up where they're going to want Eads running towards the basket and try and put on a lob pass.
Zam Jones hits her first. That's the largest lead for NC State of this game at 4 points. And some more whistles.
Westmore trying to avoid an unnecessary foul here if there's a miss.
Okay, 1.5. Here's Eads. Does not get it off, and that ends the 3rd quarter. Wolfpack comes storming back, plus 10 in the 3rd. Fun final 10 minutes, and we return to Raleigh with the Wolfpack up 5. Start of the 4th here in Raleigh. So Seton Hall had the lead the entire first half, dominant offensively, and the Wolfpack offense, they've responded. Look at that 3rd quarter, 9 of 18 shooting. It's pretty simple, guys. What offense can execute here in the last 10 minutes?
And NC State in that 3rd quarter, a couple of things. They really focused on getting it inside to Trieger, and then we didn't expect Pierre to play as many minutes as she did, but she had 6 points, 3 rebounds in that quarter. Huge spark so that NC State turned a 5-point deficit to a 5-point lead.
You see Camille Pierre on the court battling the flu, just a handful of minutes in this game. And Seton Hall, all 5 starters, 3 of them in double figures. A lot of balance. Valenzuela's led the charge. And watching Jada Eads go to work has been fun. Eads the spin, earns a foul on Jones.
And you see the grimace in Jones' face like, she got me. But I love how Eads is so aggressive on offense. Her getting to the rack and then even just setting it up for her teammates. Again, you see the jab step through here. She hit her with a spin. There's no one there for help, and she's able to knock down some free throws.
Yeah, that grimace tells the story right there. That's only the 4th and 5th free throws of the game for Seton Hall. They really haven't needed it because of the balance offensively.
They do an excellent job at the free throw line. NC State does not want to get in team foul trouble and get them in the bonus early in this quarter because they're going to have to pay.
What a big addition. Jada Eads, all freshman team last year in the Big East, but to keep her at Seton Hall. Coach Boz said a lot of portal additions, but our best portal securing was keeping our freshman point guard.
Anytime you have 2 first-team all Big East players, you worry about them going to a bigger school, but Seton Hall is a great place to be, and they're glad to be there.
Good shot fake, and then Maddie Cox earns a foul. Pinckney was looking towards us. The ball went the other way. Even Maddie say I had the hidden ball trick right there.
I don't know. She might have had some time to shine with the Harlem Globetrotters there.
I love seeing her blossom this year. She's got so much more confidence than she did last year as she gets more minutes.
Well, unlike the Washington Generals, Seton Hall's keeping this close. Led for almost 30 minutes of the game tonight.
We talked about Catalan being a big spark in the 4th quarter. I think Seton Hall's going to go to her more and more as we get down the stretch.
Big minutes from Maddie Cox in her 2nd start of the season, nearing a double-double. There's Jada Eads on a switch. This is where Eads has been able to cook with the oversized defenders. NC State switching everything. Clock to 8. Eads gets past Cox. Good late contest. Tip drill Valenzuela. Offensive board. Clock did reset. Remember, Seton Hall, a top 5 rebounding team in the country. They're living on the O boards. Eads away from the switch. Eads, another drive. That's good.
Despite the height difference with Kaden Samuels, she was able to go hard and get the scoop beyond the outstretched arms of the block shot.
Twice this quarter, the 5'7" guard has showed tenacious dribbling. She keeps going. Nothing slowing down this all-conference point guard. And now against the zone, the Wolfpack settling for 3s.
Giving Zam Jones a wide open shot here.
There's a long 2. Well, the analytics don't love that. There's a miss.
I think she'd have been better off just spotting up with that top of the key 3.
Wolfpack could chuck 20 3-pointers, but they've only made 6. Pinckney swings it. Eads 3. No good. Hits everything. And a foul on the push. Catalan actually shoved Jones there.
And that goes back to what you were saying, Derek. I mean, I'm sure Coach B loves to see that they're trying to be aggressive on the offensive boards.
Yeah, Seton Hall lives on forcing turnovers, and they've forced 15 NC State mistakes.
Tight zone here. NC State's got to hit the open shot.
Here's Maddie Cox. Off on her triple. Remember that the Wolfpack, they're the bottom 3rd in the ACC in 3-point shooting. Last year it was a strength of the team. And Valenzuela's called for a foul on Cox.
And you see the smile on Maddie Cox there, just being there and steady in transition, waiting to, I guess you could say, greet Valenzuela as she comes down in transition. And that's her 4th foul.
We saw against, here we're going to take a look at it, Valenzuela with sort of the cheapie. We saw Oklahoma on Sunday just ramming NC State in that situation a million times. NC State adjusted and got a nice foul.
Zoe Brooks directing traffic against her hometown team. Good defense, and then Catalan call for the reach. So here's Seton Hall on the verge of the bonus with 7 minutes to go.
That could be a huge factor in this game. NC State, though, struggles a little bit from the line, 67% as a team. We'll see if they can hit big shots here at home.
Anthony Pizzello, the Seton Hall alum, his program, they've pushed NC State for 30 good minutes.
They are really packed in.
Jones 3 is short. Loose scrum, back to Jones. Jones, shot fake. Samuel swings it. Brooks 3. Second chance, no good. Big sigh of relief if you're Seton Hall defensively. And then Catalan earns an easy whistle on Brooks.
Might have been a bit of a frustration foul there by Brooks. She had the wide open 3 right on line, just hit the back of the rim.
Wes Moore saying get on the boards, and NC State, they certainly haven't gotten a lot of 3rd and 4th chances.
Long shots, long rebounds. NC State's got to try and get them.
Catalan into a dribbling display, lost it. Jump ball, possession of the pack.
And again, I keep on saying her name, Maddie Cox. The defensive tenacity she's had, taking charges, getting those offensive boards, defensive boards, and diving on the floor to get the loose ball.
Her coming out party was against Coastal Carolina early November, and Coach Moore said she's earned big minutes. Needed it with Pierre not at full strength.
NC State's got to move the ball more.
Brooks, baseball pass. Cox touches it. And a nice rebound for Eads. Jada Eads with some numbers. Catalon three. Rattles out. Tip drill. Eads at 5'6". Standing on tippy toes, 5'6".
She had a double-double a couple games ago. She really crashes the boards hard.
I love those underside guards that make big plays. Codio, long two. Okay, if you're Seton Hall, a lot of forced shots here. How does NC State take advantage?
Well, they're doing a good job of forcing Seton Hall to take the shots they want. Now they got to go down and pay it off with a bucket.
Everyone touching it, including Pierre, who misses that jumper. Not a ton of rhythm offensively of two NCAA tournament teams.
Seton Hall is really spreading it out here, trying to open up the driving lanes for Eads and Catalon.
Hunter, first action of the half. Goes to Catalon, swings it, Pinkity, no good. And here's Seton Hall missing their last 4 threes, and a loose scrum earns a foul on Cox.
Cox had the rebound there, and Eads snuck in. We talked about how small she is, just reached in, thought she'd get a jump ball, but was strong enough just to rip it away.
And you like how Maddie Cox comes down, but she comes down with the ball. That's how little guards like Eads is able to come and disrupt that. There's a little bit of unnecessary contact. Yeah, it's a little bit of unnecessary contact going on. Maddie Cox does end up getting caught with the foul, but I like to see how she uses that frustration here to help the Wolfpack.
Very physical fourth quarter. Scrappy Seton Hall at NC State. 3 losses to top 10 foes. Codio grabs the inbound. That's a forced shot. Eads again, earns the foul. Oh my goodness. Eads is a spider, you can't stop her.
Point guards are not used to boxing out because typically who they're guarding does not crash, but Eads crashes really hard. 2 straight offensive opportunities. Here you'll see her come from the perimeter, get a big rebound. Just didn't put a body on her.
And this is against Camille Pierre, who's the best rebounder in the country by numbers. Incredible rebounding as a team for Seton Hall.
Question for Coach Pizzella is where are they going to get baskets?
Clock inside of 10. Bishop, crossover. Eads lets it go. Oh, Eads almost hit that. Still a 3-point game. Inside Pierre, great position. Way short of block. That was Hunter with the roof. And this crowd frustrated.
A lot of contact there. Not sure whether it was a foul or not.
Seton Hall missed their last 6 buckets. Codio. Offensive. There's Pierre taking the charge. That's a media timeout. Very physical fourth quarter. Fun 5 minutes coming up here in Raleigh. Welcome back to Raleigh. Defensive fourth quarter. There's been no offense in this final frame. NC State looking to bounce back from a top 10 loss. Seton Hall did all the things right early, right? Balanced scoring, good ball movement. But down the stretch, look what NC State's done. Some big leads in these 3 games as well, including Wednesday at Oklahoma. How does the Wolfpack get over the hump in this one?
Well, NC State, we talked with Coach Moore a couple of days ago about what they need, and they've got to build confidence that they've got to find a way. They know they've got the talent. They've just got to believe, and he's going to try and put them in a position to get better shots. I think against this zone defense that Seton Hall's running, I still like the inside out. Get it to Camille if she gets doubled, kick out, or even just quick ball movement so you can penetrate.
6 combined points in this fourth quarter. There's been a defensive stalemate. Even on this inbound's not easy to get in. Samuels finds Brooks. Head to Pierre. Pierre just pushing for space, way short. And a foul on Samuels reaching in. So look at this, guys. Both teams in the bonus. It's going to be a free throw shooting contest.
And with both teams struggling to score so much, that could be the difference, is who's going to make their free throws.
Caden Samuels with her 2nd foul, and now free throws the rest of the way for Seton Hall.
I don't think Coach Moore is the happiest about that shot. I mean, you have the lead. just because they're pressing you doesn't mean that you have to speed up on offense.
Hunter, limited minutes, but she's 8 for 8 from the free throw line this year.
And remember, Seton Hall leads the country in free throw attempts every night. They're so comfortable at the line. Good environment here in Raleigh. Pirates unfazed, searching for their first Power 4 win since beating Cincinnati a year ago. So Zam Jones here in the last 4.5 minutes. Pierre, nice dish from Jones. Codio on this end. Hard to find offense if you're Seton Hall. No buckets in 4 minutes. Living at the free throw line. Catalan on the switch. Catalan draws contact. Nice drive.
NC State right here with a huge drive to the basket. Hitting Camille on the sharp pass, giving NC State the 4-point lead. Catalan, the best free throw shooter in Seton Hall history. She missed one earlier today. You don't see her miss too many in the fourth.
A unique free throw approach for the junior Savannah Catalan, but it works.
We've seen Seton Hall go with the full court press after free throws a lot this year, and they did it on the last possession. I think we'll see it again.
2 straight quality years in the Big East, and this year it's about getting the Pirates over the hump into the tournament. Who touched it last? Now remember, this is worth challenging if you need to.
Coach Bozzella looking at the iPad as quick as possible to see if it's challengeable. NC State wants to get it in before they can look at it.
You would burn a timeout if you lose the challenge, worth noting. So there's a lot to decide for these coaches.
And they're down to 2 timeouts.
Jones breaks the press. Jones gets inside. There's a good bucket in transition.
And that's a great take there by Jones. No one stopped her fully there in the transition press.
Catalan on an island. Another miss. Tip drill, Pinckney. Catalan wide open. And Seton Hall's had good looks. Pinckney fights for the board. Cox with 12 rebounds.
Big rebound there by Maddie Cox. NC State with a chance to push it to a 3-possession lead.
Jones swings it. A lot of 3-point shots. The Pack have not hit a bunch today.
Jones and Samuels are spot up and ready.
Seton Hall in this zone, daring the Pack to shoot. Clock to 6. Brooks swings it. Cox 3. No good. Samuels the board. And a foul.
That's something Kai has talked about all game, is crashing the boards. Right there, Samuels. She didn't get frustrated that she didn't get a chance to shoot. She went hard to the board. That could be the biggest rebound of the game.
And you like to see how a lot of times when the ball is shot on that corner, it releases off on that opposite side. Great job there by Cadence Samuels in attacking the offensive boards.
A Wolfpack team that are one of the best rebounding teams in the country. They're plus 12 today. Some big rebounds in the 4th quarter. And in a game where there's no offense, sometimes that's what it takes. Can you get no boards? A couple of second chances. Free throws here for Samuels.
NC State has struggled with big free throws this year. Huge one for Cadence.
This is the largest lead for NC State, now to 7. Where do you find a bucket here for Seton Hall?
I think you got to get Eads driving. She's been so hard to stop, and then maybe a kick to Catalan or Valenzuela.
Valenzuela playing with 4 fouls. Eads on the switch. Eads, there she goes. Big bucket. Timeout, Seton Hall.
And Derek, that is exactly what you just said. She's so hard to guard, so quick off her feet when attacking the bucket. Again, I'm not sure if there was some type of miscommunication there with the pick-on ball. You see Zoe Brooks goes under, but no one steps up in front to stop Eads. She's been the star of the second half. Someone has to stop her.
Right, and I think Pierre needed to hedge on that screen a little bit more, force her to go wide. She might have been worried she's guarding Valenzuela with that 3-point shot. She may have been told, hey, instead of the 3. But here's an interesting thing right now. Seton Hall used the timeout. They are down to 1. That limits a lot of their opportunities at the end in terms of moving the ball forward. But I think Coach Bozzella sensed that this possession right here could be a winning possession. He does not want to go back down by 3 possessions. So he's looking to set up the press, be aggressive, maybe get a steal. Catalan's been so good at it this season.
The Seton Hall program, maybe one big win shy last year of making the tournament as an at-large. These next 2.5 minutes crucial to the Pirates' postseason chances.
They let it get away against Princeton up 14. They were up 9 today. They're trying to finish.
Same can be said for NC State second half with a sick Camille Pierre putting up her best effort. Have regained the lead. Brooks is doubled. Ooh, risky to Samuels. Jones gets out of traffic. Now the clock game. Pierre inside, doubled. Pierre, a lot of dribbling, earns a foul, and free throws.
I think you got to give credit to Maddie Cox right there. She might have had an open look at 3, but instead of rushing it, kept the ball moving and got a better shot.
And then another look here too. You have Camille Pierre. You could get away with a little bit of a foul there, and then a great cut by Samuels in the backcourt. No one is there behind her, behind that 2-3 zone.
NC State made all their free throws so far in the fourth. Until now.
If Codio would have stayed straight up there, she wouldn't have gotten the foul, but she swiped at the end, and that's what got the call.
And Derek, going back to what you said, Maddie Cox having that open look, that comes with just experience in playing at this level.
Or you might take that shot in the second quarter when you're on a roll. Fourth quarter, you got to value the possession just a little bit more, get the best shot.
6-point game here in the closing 2 minutes. Wolfpack storming back in the fourth to take their largest lead.
Good job by Brooks.
Working through Bishop. Eads on the switch, has the mismatch. Now Codio comes. Eads crossover, long 2. That's short. Rebound Pierre.
She has been a difference maker. Huge rebound. Seton Hall's got to go back to man-to-man here with only 93 seconds left.
Last 3 ranked games, Wolfpack unable to finish in the fourth quarter. They're there with a chance to put the game out of reach. Jones gets the switch. Jones zips one. Brooks 3. Oh, it's off. Out of bounds. No save. Good effort, Catalan. Seton Hall's got to go down 6. Eads. Valenzuela. No. Brooks the rebound.
Seton Hall's not going to foul here. Going to let it go down to about 34 seconds. NC State spread it out. Try and get a good shot at the end.
Pierre inside. It's a nice finish underneath.
Great assist by Samuels. Seton Hall needs a 3 quick.
Eads on this end. And a tough pass inside. That's out of bounds. That might do it. Up 8 with 35 to go.
And you love to see how patient NC State was with that last possession. Yes, they're pressing, they're trying to speed you up, but a great feed there by Kaden Samuels. She could have knocked down the 3, but she knows Camille Pierre is hot in a hot hand, and she finished with delay.
Seton Hall going to go with the hard press here, try and get a steal on the first pass. Then they've got a foul right away.
And this NC State defense, they've marveled in the fourth quarter, really shutting down the driving of Seton Hall. That's a risky pass. Brooks in front of Coach Bozzella gets it in. And that should do it. Now Jones gets the go-to. Jones just keeps dribbling out of trouble. Pierre, no good. Still some time here for Catalan, but that'll do it. Seton Hall led by 9 in the first half, and the Wolfpack, they show some major toughness in the fourth quarter. 8-point win, and this time they get over the hump here in Raleigh.
Huge response by NC State. They've been trying to build confidence. They've struggled in close games with losses. Today they got over the hump. That's really going to build some confidence as they go into conference play starting at Miami.
Semester finals begin this week for both programs. A little chance to rest and relax, but a physical fourth quarter in this one.
And State's putting together those pieces and trying to figure out what their groove is before they get into ACC play. You know Camille Pierre is not feeling the best, but other people stepped up like Maddie Cox. Lunan gave you some good minutes, and overall, I think Coach Moore is a little more pleased with what he saw today and enough time in order for them to get themselves together for ACC play.
The all-time series now tied 3 apiece. One of those games you're going to talk about which team could grind out a win in the fourth quarter. Camille Pierre not 100%. Some others filled the void, including Maddie Cox, who's going to join us in just a second. You ever a flu game, Kai? How'd you overcome nights like that?
Oh, yeah, I have. I wouldn't necessarily say flu game. You know, the elements and the bumps and bruises that you get when you usually play a contact sport, but can't necessarily say I've had a flu game.
There was a lot happening in this one. Maddie, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, Jordan had the flu game. Camille had the popsicle game. What did it take for you guys to overcome all this sickness?
Yeah, we've been battling this week. We've had short numbers, but we've been pushing through all week, so we look good today.
You had 10 rebounds in the first half. You had to step up because Camille wasn't able to step up and play this game. What does that say about your energy and your effort for NC State?
Yeah, when one goes down, somebody has to step up, and that's what kind of happened today. We've had a few people out, so everyone just had to step up and play their game today.
Wes mentioned getting over the hump, right? And defense was a big part of that in the fourth quarter. What did it take for your team to get those stops?
We just had to buckle down and play defense. We've struggled a little bit in the first half, but we really had to drop our feet and play D.
You also hit some big shots. I mean, you missed your first 2, but then you kept shooting. Do you get up extra shots? You know, that isn't what you say is your game, what the scouting report says, but I'm sure you saw some pieces tonight.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get in the gym and keep my confidence up just with the coaches and everything like that. And they instill so much confidence in me, so I love them.
And we enjoyed that little charge you took earlier, too. That was good fun. Look at them having fun. Thanks, Maddie, for the time.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank y'all.
Thanks, guys, for joining us here on a fun Sunday. The whole team joined in, too. That was pretty neat. Wrapping things up here in Raleigh, NC State. A tough road win in this fourth quarter. They pulled out by 8. And thanks for joining us on ACC Network Extra. For the entire crew, Seton Hall put up a good fight, but offense not enough in the fourth. NC State's defense having a blast. Kai Crutchfield, Derek Jordan, Evan Budrovich. We say goodbye from Raleigh. This is a presentation of ESPN. The Wolfpack pulled out by 8.